We've had chemotherapies out there for almost 70 years, since the 50s. And, to be able to potentially replace chemotherapy out there would be amazing, right? If you consider that there's still protocols and regimens out there, including chemos, and, they work because they're very, very strong, but they're very, very toxic. If you give an asset that is equally strong and showing monotherapy potential, if not better than chemotherapy, but yet is so much safer and giving options for patients.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Coiled Therapeutics co-founder and incoming executive chair, Dr. Sotirios Stergiopoulos. Sotirios, very good to meet you. The reverse takeover by Roquefort effectively brings a clinical stage oncology company to the London market. Could you take us through the transaction, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Stephen, and thanks for having us on today. So basically, the A2A Pharmaceuticals is licensing out our AO-252, but putting it into Roquefort Therapeutics, which will have a name change and eventually become Coiled Therapeutics. So it's an RTO of sorts, but with the twist of also a change. So it's almost like it's a new entity at the end of the day.
You've raised £8.5 million as part of the transaction. Where will that capital be deployed first, and what key milestones should investors expect it to fund?
Yeah, great question. So really the capital is based on putting as much effort into the clinical study that is ongoing right now. Almost all of it with just a very small amount for a legacy asset that will be in, but it's really not going to take much of our capital, nor will it take time as much. But most of it will go into the study. Really, the point of it is to get us to at least a 50-patient mass. And really, we're looking to have the completion of 30 to 50 patients by somewhere in the middle of Q3 of this year to 2026, and then be able to get us data as we look to move forward and consider what our next steps would be, including potentially speaking with Big Pharma, as well as looking beyond that as well.
AO-252 is already in a phase 1 trial with early tumor reductions reported. What have you learned so far about the drug's safety and potential effectiveness?
Oh, that's another great question. And really, for us, we're very happy about the fact that we're seeing a tremendous safety profile. Basically, in the space that we're playing in, and especially when you look at prostate, ovarian, the drugs that are out there, many of them actually have issues with safety, specifically around bone marrow issues or liver toxicity issues. We've been very, very fortunate to see that we have absolutely no safety issues whatsoever. And this really mimics what we saw in the preclinical as well. The importance of this is twofold, and it's actually multiple-fold. But two of the more important ones are, number one, the longer you can continue giving treatment to patients and not interrupt the treatment, the longer they can have a duration of treatment and then a duration of response, which is very important, obviously, in the long term of the treatment of the patient. But also, when you look at the potential of combining that with other drugs that are out there for other potential indications as well, a good safety profile while showing efficacy is a wonderful partner for many of the potential candidates and drugs that are out there, to be able to cover so many other indications as well. So we've been very, very happy and very pleased, really, with what we've seen efficacious-wise, but very, very happy with the safety.
If the clinical trials continue to show positive results, how could AO-252 change treatment options for patients with cancers like prostate or ovarian cancer?
It's something we really look forward to here, because basically one of the things that we'd love to see, and I think everyone out there is seeing the same thing or would like to see the same thing. We've had chemotherapies out there for almost 70 years, since the 50s. And, to be able to potentially replace chemotherapy out there would be amazing, right? If you consider that there's still protocols and regimens out there, including chemos, and they work because they're very, very strong, but they're very, very toxic. if you give an asset that is equally strong and showing monotherapy potential, if not better than chemotherapy, but yet is so much safer and giving options for patients, it's a wonderful thing. So if we could change the landscape, remove chemo, and give more solid tumor indications that this can go into, it'd be a wonderful opportunity.
Looking ahead to 2026, what are the most important clinical or strategic milestones you're aiming to achieve?
Yeah, and I referred to it before. We look to recruit 30 to 50 patients. We were hoping by the end of the summer, potentially, depending somewhere mid Q3. Really, part of that is to get the maximum tolerated dose, be able to verify the safety, and then look at what the potential could be in so many other indications. So we have a lot of work ahead, but a lot of points where we're going to see great data coming out in 2026.
Well, I hope you'll keep us updated with your progress. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for having us on.
You're very welcome, Dr. Sotirios Stergiopoulos. He's the Coiled Therapeutics co-founder and also incoming chair.